Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Dabar. Before I start this message, I want to start out by giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. I want to also give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, whom rule and teach well. And I also want to say a big shalom to all the brothers that are involved in this truth and are pushing the word forward. Um, this message is going to be entitled "You Cannot Find Salvation." I was going to put "You Cannot Find Jesus," but we'll put "You Cannot Find Salvation." Um, and the reason for this message is because over the weekend at camp, we had a Christian come up, and they had some questions about the truth. And well, it just brings to mind a lot of Christian perspectives that everybody can be saved. And I want to put together a message that shows you cannot find Jesus, you cannot find salvation. That is something that a lot of Christians say. When I was in the Christian church before I came into this truth, that was something that everybody would say when they would give their testimony would be, oh, I used to do drugs, until I found Jesus. Oh, I found Jesus. Just and when you think about it now, the 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 high thinking that they have that because I wanted to be saved, I chose my salvation, and then Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai was just there for the ride, and so he had to accept me because I'm there. It's like when you have a friend come over that's uninvited, like motherfucker, I didn't invite you, go home. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, 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 I'm here. You have to let me in, and that's not how that works. You know what I mean? I like to use real life scenarios, and I mean, you don't go to a job. Oh, I'm here now. You have to hire me. Who the fuck are you? You know, I'm here. Now you have to let me inside the house. I'm busy. Get the fuck out of here. You know, it just doesn't work like that. But that's the mindset of the I found Jesus, the the I found Jesus theory. So I want to start off. I want to bring up two stories in the scriptures that show Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai chooses whom he chooses, and then he leaves the rest. And then I'm going to finish it off with scriptures that are going to bring everything together on these stories. Okay, and I gotta come up with a better word for stories. So, Salakia. I mean, um, Salakia. First Samuel 16:3. And well, no, let's start from the top. And Yahweh said unto Samuel, how long will you mourn for Saul? Seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel. Yeah, Yahweh has rejected his own people. So, fill thine horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. What's going on here? So, Saul went off, and a new king is to be chosen. And right off the gate, Yahweh says he rejected Saul. And for you Christians that are listening, um, he, if he can reject his own people, somebody who he anointed, who he gave his spirit to, if he can reject his own people and choose somebody else, how can you be so ignorant as to say that you can find him? It just doesn't happen. So, verse 2, and Samuel said, how can I go? If Saul hears it, he will kill me. And Yahweh said, take a heifer with thee, and say, I come to sacrifice to Yahweh. And call Jesse Jesse the father of David, to the sacrifice, and I will show you what you shall do. And you shall anoint him unto me, sorry, and you shall anoint him unto, and you shall anoint unto me whom I name unto thee. Now I want to go into that blue letter and see what anoint means, because again, we're talking about choosing, Yahweh choosing, picking you over somebody else, and saving you. The root word is mashak, and that is to anoint, to spread a liquid, or to anoint for consecration. So he's consecration is a separate, kind of like the word holy, set apart, chosen over, or or used for used for one specific thing. He's choosing somebody that is in Yahweh's predestined will. All right, he's choosing, he's setting apart. Let's continue on. I want to skip down here. Salakia for the beeping, by the way. I'm driving, trying to get this message out before the day starts and it gets busy. Verse 10. Okay. So, in the prior scriptures, Jesse has seven sons, and he brings each son to Samuel after Samuel tells him he's there to anoint the king. And so, it's um, he puts strong, handsome men in front of Samuel, and Jesse saying for sure he didn't pick this one, but each and every time Samuel, Yahweh is telling Samuel, nope, that's not him. Nope, that's not him. So let's start at verse 9. Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by. This is in front of Samuel, and he, that Samuel, said, neither has Yahweh chosen this. Again, Jesse made seven of his sons to pass before Samuel, and Samuel said unto Jesse, Yahweh has not chosen these. They were denied. Now, in this particular example, none were being judged, but Yahweh was choosing whom he was going to work with, whom he was going to deal with, whom he was going to anoint as king, and the others weren't. David was the one that was chosen by Yahweh. David didn't choose to. David didn't go to look for his kingship. It was predestined for him to be the king. Yahweh told Samuel to go to find Jesse because he had already predestined it. And the other brothers who the father Jesse put forth to accept the kingship, to go looking for kingship, one can say, didn't find it, or they didn't get uh, 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 they they didn't get anointed as king. But what we see here is we see Yahweh is choosing whom He wants. And what happened after Yahweh chooses David? Let's go down to verse 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him. This is David in the midst of his brethren. And the spirit of Yahweh came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. So wait a minute. Samuel rose up. Oh, no. I'm sorry. After he was chosen, the spirit of Yahweh comes to David, man. So again, uh, here is a good example of Yahweh choosing whom He works with. Now this is in the Old Testament, and so what I like to do is I like to show Old Testament and New Testament because we know that we get those people that come across and say, "Oh, well, that's in the Old Testament. Show me something in the New Testament." Okay, let's see here. I think it was John. John. There you go. John 5. let's start it at verse 2. We're going to go from verse 2 to verse 8, and this is Yahweh Shai's ministry here on earth. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. So these are sick people, and they're waiting to be healed. For verse 4, for an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had. So it's people with defects waiting to be renewed by an angel stirring the waters. And so when the angel would stir the waters, whoever would go in there first after the angel had stirred the water, they would get renewed, they would get rejuvenated. Verse 5, and a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. When Yahushua saw him, when Yahushua saw him lie, and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, Yahushua said unto him, wilt thou be made whole? Okay, so what's going on here? We have a man with an ailment of 38 years who's not looking for Yahushua. He was he was waiting on something else. He was waiting on an angel to come and stir that pool. But what happens here? Yahushua sees him, yeah, and chooses him. We have to keep in mind that there are other people with ailments there, but he chooses him, and Yahweh initiates the whole conversation. Let's continue on. Verse 7, the impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in the pool, but while I am coming another steps down before me. Yahweh said unto him, Rise, take up your bed and walk. And so, again, the lame man did not initiate contact. Yahweh saw him and chose him and changed his life. And with this, we also have to take into account that there were other sick people there. The other sick people were looking for rejuvenation. Uh, they they were looking for their physical salvation, and they didn't get it. They were all actively searching for it. This man wasn't. Yahweh chose this man, and he healed this man, and the rest stayed lame. We have to keep, we have to be mindful of that. Not all were healed. He could have healed all of them, but he chose to heal this specific man, and the rest stayed in their ailments, man. We don't know what happened to the rest. Maybe they were saved, but one can assume, or we will assume. Well, we know that he didn't heal everybody else, man. He chose this man and left the rest. So the point here is that we can't just say that Christians cannot just say that they found Jesus and that now they were saved. That's not how it works, because Yahweh chooses whom He saves, and Yahweh chooses whom He doesn't save. Now, those are two references in the scriptures of Yahweh choosing. Now, I want to pull up some scriptures that will bring these two summaries or these two stories in the Bible to life together. Isaiah 44 and 18. Let me see here. Isaiah 44 and 18. They have not known nor understood, for he has shut their eyes. They cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai chooses whom he will save, and he chooses whom he will destroy. He doesn't love everybody, and not everyone can find him. To some, he's closed your ears. All right? And even more so, let's go on. Let's see here. I think it was Psalm 147. Love to Jacob. Let me get that. Let me go to Romans 9 and 15. Uh, Romans 9 and 15. Because this is going to this will go in further on that Isaiah scripture. Romans 9 and 15. For he says to Moses, this is Yahweh, for he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Verse 16. So then it is not of him that wills, it's not you that can find him, nor of him that runs, but of Yahweh that shows mercy, man. Yahweh chooses whom he saves. Yahweh chooses whom he works with. Yahweh chooses whom he anoints. You don't. Whether you run to him, whether you search for him, whether you want to find him. If Yahweh has preordained it in this story called life, if Yahweh has preordained it for you to find him, and you do find and you do go looking for him, you will find him. But that's not a blanket statement for everybody, because there are some people made for salvation and some people made for destruction. So you cannot, not everyone in the world can just find salvation. Yahweh will show mercy whom he will show mercy to. Okay? And to wrap it all up, I want to go to Ephesians 1. And let's start 1 and 4, I think it was. Oh, I'm in Galatians. Tripping. It's a lot. I'm driving, man, so damn, one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the phone. There you go. Ephesians 1 and 4. According. So let's start it from verse 3, just so that people don't say that we're just picking and choosing. Blessed be Yahweh. Blessed be the power and Father of our power, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who has blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Hamashiach. Verse 4. According as he has chosen us, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, man, that we should be holy, holy meaning set apart, and without blame for him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah Mashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. Fuck. Man, alright. He has chosen us before the earth was formed, before Genesis. Those that were chosen for salvation were chosen according to his good will. And there you have it, man. You cannot have it. You saw Yahweh choose David. He was chosen before the foundations of the earth. You saw Yahweh choose the blind man. He was chosen before the foundation of the earth. And now those that have ears to hear and eyes to see, those that can receive this truth, Those that can receive salvation, it was given unto us before the foundation of the earth, man. So to you Christians, you cannot find Jesus. You because his name, first of all, is not Jesus. But the point here is you cannot find salvation. It has to be predestined. It has to be chosen before the foundation of the earth. Yahweh had to have chosen you to be saved. So not everyone can find salvation. There you have it. So with that, I hope this lesson has been edifying. And with that, I say a big shalom. Shalom.